Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'll be teaching you guys how to make a shop. So this is going to include player stats, and it will include the actual shop, obviously. And I'll also include a data store, in case you want to do that. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to server script service, and you're going to insert a script. Not a module script. You're going to insert a script. You can name this player stats. So, now, we're going to create a data store, and if you don't know what a data store is, voice crack. Okay, a data store is basically, it allows you to save your stats. So, if I make $15 in the game, and I leave and join again, I'll still have those $15. So, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to actually create a variable that accesses the data store service. So we're going to write local data store equals game get service data store service. Now our data store is going to be called DS1, which is data store 1. I'm going to do data store get data store, and then here's where you can put the name of your game. Make sure you don't make anything too obvious, because if somebody else puts this, they'll be able to grab your stats and save stats to this game. So if you guys just happen to have the same stats, like money, like both of you had money, and you use the same data store, you would be able to pull the people's data in each game, which is something you can actually do if you want to do it. But if you're making the game and not multiple, just make sure it's unique. I'll just make this test num1. That seems like something that nobody would ever think of. Okay, now the next thing is we're going to do game.players.playerAdded connect function player. Then we're going to do local stats equals instance.new, and we're going to make a folder and put that inside of player. When you do instance.new, the first thing is what you're making. The second one is a parent. You don't have to have a parent, but it makes sense to do that. And then the next thing is to name it. So we're going to do stats.name equals leader stats. Name it leader stats if you want your stats to appear in a leaderboard, which means like you can see it, like everybody can see it on the right top corner, that little thing. I don't know it. Yeah. But if you don't, you can name it like player stats or something. So then the next thing is we're going to make money. No, I'm going to do coins. Okay. Local coins equals instance.new. We're going to do another instance. And we're going to create an int value, which is a number value. And we're going to put that inside of stats. Then we can name it again. Coins. And that's how we do it. So the next thing is going to load it. So when they join, it will load their stats. So not money, coins dot value equals ds1 get async player dot user id or 0, which means get their stats. If they don't have a saved stats, then it will equal 0. Or you can make it 15, or if you want them to start with a number of a certain number, then that's the number that you put. Then under that we can do ds1 set async player dot user id and then coins dot value. Okay, so that it finds it loads it and then it saves it just in case. Okay, and then next we're gonna do we're gonna do coins dot changed, and then we're gonna connect that to a function. Oops. Okay. Then we're gonna do print saving data. And then you can do ds1 set async player user ID money dot value. Oh crap, it's not money. Okay, it's coins. Okay. So let me explain. Whenever you set async, it means to save the data. So you can make any function, and as long as it has this, it will work. Like if you say on player leave, something you would do is you would do this, and you can add as many values as you want. Say if you had like a level, just do a level out value, something like that. So the next thing we're going to do is when they leave. So we're going to do game.players.player removing connect function player. Then we're going to do ds1 set async player.user ID, and then we're going to do player.leaderstats.coins.value. So because we're not in this, we can't just say coins.value. So you're going to do player.leaderstats.coins.value. And like I said, you can add as many as you want. You can do players.leaderstats.level.value, and it will save that as well. That's how it works. So if I spawn into game here, we should see a leaderboard. But I'm not going to be able to show you that Datastore works because we're in Studio and not in a Roblox game. Okay, see, now we have 0 coins. And if you look in the output, it might say something about Datastore. So, cannot write to Datastore from Studio if API access is not enabled. So, depending on what you have enabled or not, it may or may not work. So, our next objective is to create the store, which should be very simple. So, go ahead and insert a screen GUI, and you can name this shop. Where's my mouse going? Okay. And then you can insert a text button. And I'm going to use the little UI editor. If you go to model, you can click this. But you can do it yourself. You can go ahead and edit this any way you want. And then we have a button. Now this button is going to be used to open and close our shop. Make it look however you want. There. So this is our shop button. You can name that button. And then the next thing is the actual shop. Okay, we have that. And I'm going to make it a similar color scheme. I think I might just make it the same. Okay. One more. There. No, it's the same. You can line this up with it too. Okay. And then inside here, I'm just going to add another frame. And I'm going to make it invisible. And you can name this item list. Inside here, we're going to add a grid layout. You can do a grid or a list layout, but I think grid is better. So what this does is basically every time you insert a button, it will make a grid like this. You can edit this any way you want. So I just insert another frame because if you don't, it puts the button right on the edge, and I don't like that. Okay, so we're gonna make our first button, and let's just make it green. Okay, next we're gonna name this button 1. Actually, we can just name it what the item you want is, but exactly how it is. Then inside we can add a int value and name it price. I'm gonna make this 25 coins. Okay, make sure people understand that it's coin. I think the button's a bit small. Whatever, that's fine. Okay. Now we're gonna make a whole, like a script, so that we don't have to have a script in every single button. That's what's so great about this. Okay. So now we're gonna insert a script. Actually, yeah, we're gonna do a script. Oh, a local script. We need to access the play. Okay, and we're also going to need to insert a remote event and a script. Okay. Okay, if we go into our local script, we can type. Let's do this quickly. Okay. Okay. For I, comma b in pairs, script.parent get children. Do. So this is getting the children, or yeah, the children of this frame. So we're gonna do if v is a text button, then so it's saying if while you get the children, if v is a text button, then we'll continue on. V dot mouse button 1 click connect function. Okay. Now we're gonna send a remote event, and it's gonna go like this. So game.replicated storage dot remote event fire server, and we're gonna put some values inside of here as an argument. So we're gonna put in script dot v dot name comma v dot price dot just price. Okay, so that when you click it, it sends the remote event. Then we're gonna do game.replicated storage, and this is in our script, by the way, in workspace dot remote event dot on server event connect function. Okay, and then in here, the first argument will always be player because Roblox automatically does it. And then we're gonna put item and then price. So when we go into local script, putting these values here allows us to name it in here. Player will always be first. So if I go like this, this would end up being player. But so always put player and then your items. So we just name this item and then we name this price. Item being the name and then price being the price. Then we're gonna do local item. Okay. If player dot leader stats dot coins dot value is higher than or equal to price dot value, then okay. That's not okay, then we'll do local item clone equals game.server storage dot item like this, and then we'll clone it. Item clone dot parent equals player dot backpack. And if you want them to spawn with that item after they die, you would have to also create another one too, and put this in starter gear. So this script should work. So first of all, we're going to have to insert a gravity coil into server storage, or else we won't get anything. Make sure gravity coil is named exactly how the button is named. Okay, now this should work. And I remembered we have to script the button to open the shop as well. So we don't have enough. So we're going to put 25. And actually put it in our gear. We forgot. Player.backpack. Why isn't it? Oh, I forgot the 2. Okay, but then we also have to make sure that player.later stats. If you don't want them to take away the coins, then leave it how it is now. But if you do, then put coins.value equals, and then copy this again, minus price.value. And one more thing is the button. Insert a script and go ahead and write local open equals false. Script.parent.mouse button one click, connect function, and then we're gonna put if open equals false, then open equals true, and script.parent.frame.visible equals true. Else if open equals true, then open equals false, script.parent.frame.visible equals false. So this is gonna, so we have a variable. This doesn't really matter, but well, it allows us to see if it's open or not. But variables are very helpful in this type of situation. So when this button is clicked, it's gonna check if it's open, and by default it's not open. And we're gonna go here, disable visibility, and then if it's false, and then it's gonna set the true, and then it's gonna make it open. But if it's true, meaning if we click it again and it's true, then it's going to close and set it to false. So if we test this, everything should be working and we should receive our gravity coil. So, okay, I forgot we're supposed to put a script up parent. We're supposed to put another parent. My bad. Okay, at this time, the shop should open, and then we should be able to buy our item. So, we have our shop, it opens and closes. And if I put 25, then we should be able to buy it. Yes, and now we can use our gravity coil. That doesn't even work. So if I put 50,000, I could just keep buying a whole bunch of gravity coils. Okay. So to add more, all you have to do is create another button and name it another item and change the price. Then you find that item and you put it into server storage. It automatically handles everything. So it's not like you have a script and every single thing and you have to edit it. It's not even that hard. See, so we should be able to buy a sword and a gravity coil. I forgot to change the text, but so we should be able to buy one of both. See, now I have a gravity coil and I have a sword. And one more thing to be able to if you want to change some of this stuff, if you go into the UI grid layout, you can change the size. So you can make it like this. So if I put like 150, and then in between the cell padding, you could put something like this. And then you can change your buttons. So this shop is super easy to make. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this tutorial. I worked really hard on it. Datastore should work. It really should. I've double checked the script and I've been using the script in a lot of my games, so it should work. So if you guys enjoyed this tutorial, make sure you hit that like button and also subscribe. I really could use the support. And also follow me on Twitter at ROBLOX. And stay tuned because I have a lot more content coming and I hope you guys enjoyed.